Hello folks and welcome back to another day of me streaming, and today I will be streaming again Torchlight Frontiers. Also, I can just start with a bit of news in regards to Warhammer Chaos Bane. There was supposed to be an update today, but of course it got delayed. But at least the developers posted supposedly something that will be a roadmap they will follow. Whether they actually follow the roadmap they posted or not just remains to be seen. For now, don't get your hopes up. I always start with a few levels under the, well, let's not say few levels, but few maps under the forged. I'll do the same today again. Yesterday I was playing with this Vortex Bomber build and it was quite a fun setup to try. I'll kinda do a few maps in the Goblin Frontier. Maybe today I can actually get a level up in this frontier. I normally do 4 maps, then I switch to a different class, then I switch to another class for another 4 maps and so on. So I'm gonna do 4 goblin maps here, then do some Hivit maps on another class, and I'm just gonna take turns. Later on I'll come back to this class to finish leveling up. Starting off with the worst possible map. All the maps in the map works.
Vent excess heat.
Okay, not many enemies as usual on this map. So did my stream just disconnect or is it just me? That my stream disconnected. I'm gonna quickly. Right, I think I just connect, but it's fine now. It seems to be working.
Vent heat to
I was
use
just
more
checking if
skills.
it was working because it seemed disconnected for a second. Just buffering or whatever, I don't know. Not seeing any lost frames, so that's not the case. I'm wondering when we would be seeing a better monsters, or at least more elites, if not. This map changes the pace of the game so much, from like averagely paced game to a extremely slow paced game when you move on to this map. It's exciting map to stream for sure. Basically just the boss fight that's worth it, and one of
Your health is low.
it's not bad, but just 10%, not worth it. This one I was saving because it's 53% relic weapon charge rate. That's a lot of relic weapon charge rate. Of course it's a great blade, and the great blades are currently the most broken item in the bad side of broken things in the game. Find the next map, let's see what the next map would be. Hopefully something with a bit more XP. And something that doesn't get you to fall asleep while doing the map. I'm just gonna start straight away. Sell some items first, although it's probably just a few. It wasn't a few, it was the items from last night, leftovers. Let's see now. Come on, let's give me maybe crypt. Oh, another cemetery, seriously? I'm just really gonna rush for the boss this time. I'm not gonna be bothered with anything else. I should be killing the boss, but at least he would give me some XP. Not much, but still something. I count the cemetery maps in my 4 map counter. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing on this character until I finish 4 non-ghastly cemetery maps. Even Eerie Grove would count as long as it's not this terrible map. There's a bit more enemies here at least. Not much, but till now. this guy got dealt with.
Inventory is full.
See if anything good dropped at least. And instead of going to the town, I could probably try starting the maps from within themselves. Come on, be a decent map this time, not another cemetery. A third cemetery in a row, this is just a total bullshit, man. Look at the RNG, how can this be even possible? 3 maps after the other. I get it that it's a new map and they wanted to test it, but at least put a few more monsters to be worth it.
Vent heat to use more skills.
They were dying so slow. Okay, let's just go for the boss. Netherlings, okay. Might as well just clear those.
You're nearly dead.
Damage. Probably must have been the brute. Did all this damage. It got me to a point where I actually needed to use a potion.
You are done.
Guy almost one-shot me. Not within range. Let's see this time, anything good? No. Right, let's try another map, see how it goes. So far, let's say 0 maps. I'm still at map number 0, if I don't count those cemetery maps. Place your bets, is it gonna be another cemetery or not? Yeah, finally a nice map. And just take it slow with this map. Hit. I did post everything I thought of in regards to a competitive survival mode. All of that yesterday that I thought of in my stream, although something similar to the Grim Dawn Crucible. And I did send it via the feedback button. So let's see whether the developer would give some response in regards to this. They have for the competitive end game or whatever type of mode they want to call it. You know they're working on something like this, so time will tell what it will.
Time to vent heat. Can't do that.
He's dying, but his HP barely went down. Regards to the pet HP going down. Sometimes it will be full HP, it would say the pet is actually running away or something. And then suddenly after a few seconds his HP would immediately drop down to 0. Big delay. But it's a new system, I guess it might take a while. Changes they made to it.
Time to vent.
Those spawned a bit late. Was not expecting them. Alright, let's just break this. Probably should put Cyclone mode so I can break some stuff easily. Instead of servo driven or something. I'm there. Okay, let's try and get. Nice. It's good that I had some range skills so from afar with that. There. 4 mobs or so.
Your pack is too heavy.
Really hoping that we would be seeing some sort of system to get rid of all the unnecessary blue and yellow items and to just resources. Even if the resources are not usable yet, it would be nice to just keep stockpiling on those resources for when a system that uses them would be available. Some sort of salvage or whatever. Mantle, whatever. Maybe they might want to get us to use this resource for the enchanting system or for some sort of other system. But maybe they just don't want us to do that and want us to be full with items to buy storage space. Now time will tell, it's a bit too early to say anything like that. My biggest problem is the storage space. For the items I'm looting and not decide to sell them. Of course money is nice, you can just spend it on maps and stockpile maps in different characters, it's not bad. The gold ratio is perfect at the moment. You earn to be able to make some spare maps, even if you rush some maps and don't kill every single enemy, you would still be making more than you need to craft the maps. Maps like the cemetery that kind of end up being just... it's kind of fine. Right, stage 1 already completed. That was kind of faster than I expected.
Time to vent heat.
Oh, relic weapon. Am I using actually a maxed out relic? Yeah, I am. Okay.
Let's go and test.
And delete one of my other Banes. I only have two, so this one was the one that I shouldn't be deleting for now until the other one is leveled up. Then maybe I can delete this one as well. Because neither of them are well balanced in regards to what skills are taken. So they're neither focusing on spiders, nor on the Kiss of Death, nor on the cooldown for Venomous Maw. It's kind of very big mix-up of skills. That's actually the bad one, the one with less cooldown invested. I hope they change this and allow us to respect them once. I hope they change it so that we don't need to put points into tier 1 to unlock tier 2. For weirder and more specific builds. Otherwise, variety.
Time to vent.
At the moment every build has at least 5 points into this skill. Some builds actually are forced to put 10 points into this one if they don't want to be using points here. And this is a huge waste of points, 5 or 10 points that you could have actually spent on the tier 3 or tier 4 skills of the relic weapon. Like either 1/8 or 1/4 of the total skill points being spent on a skill that you probably don't really want. Some builds. Okay, this was a nice spam. Like when they're actually spam a few times my vortex.
Can't catch that here.
I think we're getting close to the boss already. Maybe not. Oh no, I should not have used it now. I kind of derped. I should have just saved it for out anything around it. Speed or casting speed or 2-in-1 attack and casting speed shrine would be a nice addition. Let's see. Yeah. More for the selling. The selling back, as I call my pet back. Very fun game actually released today, or was it yesterday? If you guys played Age of Wonders, especially Age of Wonders 2 Shadow Magic, it was such a nice game. And now the sci-fi version of Age of Wonders actually released. So Heroes of Might and Magic or Fans of Civilization and other 4X games. This is kind of the version of Age of Wonders, and Age of Wonders is like a mixture between Heroes of Might and Magic and Civilization. So if you're an old school gamer, you probably do know it. If you're a new school gamer, you might have heard at least about Heroes of Might and Magic and Civilization. And yeah, Age of Wonders, I think it was called one, would be that sci-fi version, the mixture between Heroes of Might and Magic and a country management 4X kind of style, like Civilization.
You are overburdened.
I might decide to stream it sometime later this week, just to see if I like the game. I did enjoy Age of Wonders though, especially Age of Wonders 2. Age of Wonders 3 seemed a bit too easy at certain times. Once you kind of reach the end of your development, you can just steamroll all the pieces. Playing co-op with someone on your side that you know can always be in good diplomacy with. Good things, I watched a few reviews of Planetfall, Age of Wonders Planetfall today, and I think it's a great game for those that enjoy a bit of single player every now and then, a bit of tactical combat and country development. If it's anything like Age of Wonders 2 but on a sci-fi setting, it would be amazing. If it's more like Age of Wonders 3, maybe it won't be as good, but hopefully it's the previous. Night time, there aren't many things to kill in this map, but at least there are some. Better than the cemetery.
Death is upon you.
You without encountering an enemy in this map, whereas in the cemetery you can like 1/3 of the map with encountering 2 or 3 enemies. Straight line or something.
Vent excess heat.
And if you start going to the dead ends, you might spend way more time trying to find an enemy in the cemetery. So this map, it used to be worse, it's much better than it was before, but it still needs a bit of more maybe. At least it offers the opportunity to get a pet. Nice. The leads, I can start spamming my vortex bombs. Not needed here, just to shooting. So should I clear the other part of the map, or should I go for the boss room? Goblins started spawning. Let's just clear the other side of the map. Waited a couple of seconds more. Vortex bomb to spawn kill some of the enemies as soon as they jump. It's very nice, but when rush, even if it's a second too early, kind of an foot. It really is a nice way to play this class. I never imagined until a few days ago this class could be played in such a way where Vortex Bomb is your main damaging skill. And it doesn't matter whether you pick a Rapid Fire or Rapid Strike. Of course I would prefer Rapid Strike, but currently it's kind of not performing the way you want it to. And it keeps trying to attack long. It's like a long range skill actually would, instead of going next to them. But this would be my preferred skill for Cooler. It also synergizes well with Vortex Bomb, because it's an AoE cone now skill, so you can Vortex the elites close to you and then just finish them off with some Rapid Strikes. And if you can't finish them with Rapid Strike, you would be able to just do Vortex Bomb right away in a few seconds, maybe 2 or so. Let's quickly get the movement speed tower. Let's go to the boss room. I said earlier at the start of my stream, if anyone joined later, if there's any Warhammer Chaos Bane players, the update that was scheduled for this week was delayed. This really doesn't surprise me. I actually was not sure there would be actually an update this week, even though they said there would be. So now they just posted some image that is what they are thinking of updating in August, September, October and winter. That's how they split up the roadmap for Warhammer Chaos Bane. Stuff coming in October, there will be stuff coming in the winter, and the more recent ones would be this month, next week, supposedly. There are some bad things, like what they announced on release was they would be giving some extra god skill trees to the people who bought seasonal passes, like paid only god skills. I mean, not paid, but extra paid only. So even the people who paid $50 or more for a copy of Warhammer Chaos Bane would be... I don't think such type of content is the type of DLC they want to include with the season pass in such a game, but kind of their choice on how to go about it. Even though the community told them, when the game released and they announced this, the community told them that this is a very douchebag move, very bad move to put in the seasonal pass stuff like this, like extra skills and stuff. I understand new dungeons, new zones, things like that is what usually comes with expansions. Sometimes even new classes, like the Necro in Diablo 3. There will be map variety, map randomization in Chaos Bane. There will also supposedly be... Actually, I need to change character. Oh, no, actually, I need to not change character, but walk back to this character so I can go to the town. Supposedly, there will be a new class coming later on by the end of the year in Chaos Bane. Passive and active abilities. And I know there's a lot of my viewers that do watch Chaos Bane streams when I was streaming the game. So if the developers actually do what they're saying, this is great news. But that's a big if nowadays. Alright, now I need to do 2 more maps. I did 2 good maps and 3 cemetery maps, so I'm not counting the 3 cemetery maps. So let's say I've done 2 maps and I need to do 2 more before switching. And just in case, I'm gonna buy a few more in case I get some cemetery maps again. So let's do this.
Take a look around.
Sell my pet items, not yet. Okay, so let's hope for maybe a crypt map. The crypt map would be nice because there's a pet cage at the end. I'm also wondering if I should make a build video for this build I'm playing with the Vortex Bomb. It's very gear specific, so it's not your average build that everyone can make. It requires a lot of farming, so I'm not sure many people would actually enjoy it. And maybe I should wait until Rapid Strike is fixed. Because look at that, I'm now targeting the enemy. My cursor is there, I'm holding my mouse to try and attack it, but it's trying to attack as if it's a ranged attack. So I think until this is fixed I can probably hold on to making a build video for specific setup.
That spell
Though Hobbs was asking us to give him some interesting forged builds, and the only one that I don't
time to
made like a screenshot I'm using to achieve this effect, and 0.3, 0.1 second. Of course it's better to use offhand without, and that's why I'm actually using a mage offhand. An offhand I got from my mage. But a shield would work fine. If you just get a decent shield, it would work fine. But at least you won't have wasted mods. Currently I'm using something with mana regen per second. So this is the only wasted mod. Poison damage is nice, physical damage is nice, chance to poison is also pretty good, so it's not a bad option. Even though there is just one mod I actually don't need. But it's very hard to find without Steam Dissipation. I don't even think one exists in the game. If there is a legendary offhand that doesn't give Steam Dissipation, this would be my go offhand for this setup. Regardless of what element it is. I can always change my relic weapon to match my offhand if it's not the right element. Build can work with any. It would go very well with the bleeding build, with a rupture and spinning blade build. That has 20 points rupture, 20 points in spinning blade. This would be my ideal setup probably for such a build. With fast attacks and shit tons of bleeding, you would be doing rupture. And since you're kind of a close range fighter, another thing that's good is even if you don't put any points into blood pools, you would still be benefiting from your spinning blade setup, so it is nice. But honestly, any relic weapon would work. On this relic weapon, I would probably go for something like 20 points here and 20 points here instead of points into the spiders. But one with points into the spiders, choice either. But kind of at the moment we can't do this. We can't put 20 points into the things I want us to be able to. So currently we can't put 20 points here and here. We have to put 5 points here or 10 points here to unlock the other one. Ideally, my preferred setup would probably be... Not sure what setup would be best. Venomous Maw is not bad, but maybe you can try a setup without Venomous Maw if they fix the... or not fix but change the system later. Maybe 2020 would be also good. So either 2020 or 2020 would be fun setup. Because those projectiles, spread of death is amazing for any Bane build. Of course you might want to try and make a Bane build without it, but you're losing on a lot of extra goodness when you're not using spread of death with the Bane. It is what made the Bane what it is before. People were using the Bane just
Vent heat to use more skills.
before update 7. It was still worth taking it. Oh, those are double HP mobs. No wonder it's taking slightly longer to kill them. One hasn't heard me what I said yesterday about the competitive mode I want, or not competitive. There could even be just some farming mode. Let's call it survival mode instead of competitive mode, because it doesn't have to be a competitive oriented. So this survival mode would be something trimmed down like the cruise. You have there could be different arena that uses the wide wall, arena that uses the boss room of cul-de-sac and stuff like this. It doesn't matter what the arena is, it should be just some sort of circular or open arena where it's easy for waves to come. You're defending against different waves, and each 5 or 10 waves you get. I'm not explaining what, but I'm explaining the idea I see a mode in this game would be. In a mode for this game would look like in 5 waves you get the boss. After you kill the boss you get a checkpoint. As you go further you start getting mods like Double Health, Emulator, Toxic, Noxious, Nimble and so on. So maybe let's say each 20 waves or each 15 waves you get one mod added, and you start with 0 mods, 0 map mods like and each time it's a random what mod you would get, up to 5 map mods added for the final few waves. And maybe let's say the limit would be 100 waves. If there's checkpoints between those 100 waves, each checkpoint would allow you to collect wood or to keep fire. It's pretty standard, many games have this method. The closest that I kind of used as inspiration for this would be the Grim Dawn Crucible, but let's say each 10 waves or 5 waves or whatever number you wanna say, you can collect the wood and just call it a day. And that's gonna be fine, you would still be doing something worth it. Another thing that would be nice is to have a point system, so if they actually want to go and delve into a competitive option, they can try and make us win points. X points, bosses give us X even more. So the higher grade the monster, the more the points, but each second we should be losing some points, so that people compete for who would complete it faster, if there's gonna be a competitive mode. You kill waves. As the waves become higher and higher, like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, etc. The waves would include more enemies, more elites instead of normal enemies, and maybe by the end, when there's like wave 100 or whatever the limit is, you would be receiving a wave with just elites and a big boss. Maybe even 2 bosses, something like that won't be bad. At the same time. And since there's a point system, a very good thing to do would be give players they want to spend some of the points to buy buffs, like extra HP or extra health regen or extra resource regen or extra defense or damage reduction or crit chance or crit damage, whatever, different types of buffs. So whether they want to save their points for the leaderboards or whether they want to some points into buffs to get them to complete the content faster, and would result into them actually maybe winning more points if it would be a significant boost for them. So there would be that that little question: do you wanna spend points into a buff, or do you wanna just keep fighting without getting a buff? Okay, I think I'm full now. I have to find something to get rid of. Let's get rid of this cannon. It's level 44. I'm gonna try and find a better one later. Maybe let's get rid of this Great Blade, even though it has such a nice cooldown. Half of Winter. I think I already have a level 51. It's not damage versus Goblin and maybe not crit chance, but I'm not a big fan of items that give damage to Goblin, damage to Hivit, damage to etc. Very good. I was thinking yesterday what would be good for those mods. And another thing I never thought worded. If we change it to damage to the frontier natives. So I thought of some ways that it could to understand. Regulars and damage to irregulars. And damage to regulars would mean damage to the monsters that regularly spawn into the frontier, such as enemies that are like Netherim, Undead, etc. The ones that don't really belong in this frontier. See, whether it's during night time or whether it's like now I'm seeing skeletons in a goblin frontier. Mate, and it's clarified to the player what regulars and irregulars would be. It would be very nice, and it's gonna be a perfect way of condensing all those mods into just 2 mods. Undead and other weird things that they might add, like automatons. You could have those maybe condensed together as irregulars, and you can have goblins, Hivits, Voltura in the 3rd frontier that's coming with probably the next update. You can have those as damage to regulars. Of course, the word can be something different. That's just something that comes to mind when I talk wording for this. That's easy to understand. Your spawns. Posted on the forums about this competitive mod, so hopefully Ector would see it and they would give us some answer what they think about it, whether that's similar to what they're thinking or not. I think of many things. I can think of mods. I can think of mods where you're defending and the mines here would be perfect, because you already have those trucks as an asset, so you can just have some payload moving through those assets. And this could be something like a nice twist on maps, where you have different monsters spawning as you're defending the payload. So that's another mod I could probably write up tomorrow or tonight. Just want to give them some options that help spice up the end game. If they're already thinking about not give them some idea. More of us give them ideas, the better it is. So if you have some ideas about end game modes or about whatever you want to call them, I think it's great to share this feedback with everyone so we can all give our opinion about whether we think it's nice or how it could be improved. Why, if we think it doesn't fit, why. Anything is nice, any feedback is nice. But yeah, paywall mode is actually pretty common in many games. It could be good in this game as well. If I think of some more details about the paywall mode, I might just write up one after my stream today. Okay, he keeps running away. Okay, this is a slight upgrade on what I'm wearing. Slight upgrade in regards to the slug shot and the goblin defense. It's just 0.1% extra cooldown for vortex, but at least it's goblin defense and not physical. Get rid of the other one. Oh shit, wrong one. So probably a great offhand that doesn't give you steam dissipation. So it would be a great choice for such a build. But sadly it's damage to goblins and I really don't wanna limit the build to just damage to goblins. But it probably would give me a bit more DPS. Oh, look at that, it actually doesn't give me more DPS. It's probably because of the chance to poison. It actually adds a lot of DPS on paper. Let's see about the burning weapon though. Might play with the burning relic for a while. While I'm farming, regardless whether it's on this character or on another character, I want to find more offhands that don't give me steam dissipation of resource regeneration. I would be doing the exact opposite, but only for this build am I doing this, to try and not gain steam dissipation. Leveled up, perfect. Should have been doing that before. This is not a sword smash setup item. Okay, I'm gonna just replace this with what should I put? Let's put cyclone mode to break items easy. So this was probably my 10, 10, 15 setup. And this one that dropped, it's not a bad one. So this chance to poison needs to go. Fear, no thanks. Should we rapid fire? No. There's not many things I can put, but yeah. This is kind of okay, it will give me chance to bleed on a build with burning and poison. But my pet already has chance to bleed almost maxed out. But the cooldown for Poison Dart is useful. This one would at least give me some gearwork, so maybe I'll use that. I don't want the chance to fear, but might as well go for it. I'm gonna do just one more map and then I'm switching to Mage or Realm Master anyways. Do some thinking. If anyone has ideas what the payload mode would be like, let me know. The way I see it is some sort of whatever you want the payload to be. Shopping materials, whatever. Escort Yapper's stash of goodies. Fishes, or fish. So escort whatever you want from point A to point B and you keep getting ambushed by a lot of... The further and the deeper down you go, enemies would... Probably a few checkpoints. Checkpoint A and checkpoint B. Before reaching final point C there should be a big fight. In checkpoint probably be smaller fights. Kind of elites, champions and those other legendary monsters. First should be maybe 2 waves, or maybe the checkpoint would be 1 wave. The second checkpoint could be 2 or 3 waves, and whereas the boss would be more waves. Whatever number. And the priority would be defending, not defeating the enemies. So if you focus too much on dealing, you might end up getting your butt kicked if you stray away from the payload. There should be some sort of mechanic that makes you stay close to the payload, but not like in Path of Exile's Delph per se, which would be the closest thing to a payload mode I can think of that exists in a hack and slash game. So not like some sort of darkness, but more of a thing that the card takes damage instead of you. The payload takes damage if you stray away. Maybe some sort of assassin goblin would appear too far from the payload, and it would start taking plate with some war. Some sort of invisible monster would be attacking when you're not nearby, but when you're close they kind of get scared and don't dare attack it. And it would be a monster that you can't attack, you can't exploit to keep straying away from it so you can keep spawning it. Just some sort of mechanic where maybe some of the goods actually disappear. That would be another thing. You could be losing points when you stay too far from the payload, because maybe some of the goods that you're transporting or escorting would end up getting stolen. Another thing that could explain it, why you don't stray too far while you're escorting it. So if you're playing in a group, maybe you should have one player staying close to it. Don't lose points. And the better your rank at the end, like rank S, A, B, C, D, etc. And the better your rank, maybe the better the loot at the end after you defeat the boss. I think that's a decent amount of mechanics to go with such a mode, but this seems something much more difficult to code, to make work compared to a survival. If I spent a day thinking about how to make this better, it probably would end up being a decent setup for endgame mode. So probably I can just add it as an extra post to my survival mode as an additional one suggested. Over the next few days I'll be thinking of different endgame modes that Extra could benefit from. since knowing that they're looking for some sort of for the end game, this kind of motivate me to think of shit that could actually fit very well in the world of Torchlight. And the payload which we should be defending probably should be some stashes of Ember. Of Torchlight. Some stashed Ember cores, different Ember cores. And in the end, maybe completing that should always reward one Ember core depending on what boss you encountered. So maybe it would be random whether you encounter White Vault or Kronk or whatever other boss from other frontier at the end. You should probably win, maybe at least it could be a 50 to get Ember core. Maybe that would be a nice way to farm for relic weapon crafting. Also be nice to reward things like materials for crafting, such as sacred hardwood, comet fragment and ember ore. It would be very nice to be able to win some of those from sources other than gathering. Seems like one of the best places where you could win that, because you can just explain it that some of those resources you're winning are actually being part of the paywall, so you're kind of getting rewarded part of the paywall for the defense you've done on it, for the escorting job. The last map on this character, as I said, a good lower crypt map. Hopefully I can get a nice good pet with good skills. See anything good dropping? No. Wow, this was so close. I don't know how I even survived this one. I don't know how I survived, but yeah, those flames sure hurt on a damage enhanced map.
You're refreshed.
It's amazing. If only I didn't need the faster cooldown on Vortex Bomb. So for a Vortex Bomber this would be a perfect item if it gives chance to increase movement speed together with 12, 13, 15% faster cooldown for Vortex Bomb. Be really happy if I get one of those hatches with that increased movement speed together with Vortex Bomb cooldown, because you want to be moving faster from group to group. Vortex Bomb one group, move to the next, Vortex Bomb that group, move to the third, and so on. So there are some amazing items that you can use to build a setup around this skill. Already in the game. Don't need this venomous Great Blade. Not even sure why I was keeping this. But okay, let's see. I got some levels I wanted to spend. And another thing I just thought of about the escort payload missions that would be nice would be to able to decide what type of things you're escorting. So if you want to escort resources for crafting, go ahead and pick such mission. Then at the end you have a chance to gain some of those legendary resources, together with some of the other craftable resources. But a low chance to get some Ember or Sacred Hardwood Comet Fragment, etc. One of the three or the bit of the three, whatever. Or there should be another option to pick something to escort Ember Cores with a chance to win an Ember Core. Or pick a chance to escort items with more chance to get some items at the end.
Plenty to use
So
more
this would
skill.
easily be split into three categories: escort wood, escort crafting materials, escort relic cores. Great for people who want to focus on certain type of thing they need for their current progression. Nice to add the matchmaking for such things, but even if there isn't matchmaking, it's fine. Making ourselves for now. The more the players, the higher the difficulty should be probably. And maybe the better the rewards at the end. By the end of my stream today, I would have thought out of a fully fledged escort payload mode, the same way I kind of thought of this survival mode last night. Since were top of each other, it was difficult to tell it was two of them until they actually started moving a bit. Okay, let's see what pet we get this time. I'm gonna kill the enemies first, before the boss. That's some extra XP I don't wanna miss out on. So there we go. It's here. Now there should be a few more skeletons here. Maybe just this one. Let's unlock this boss.
You are overloaded.
Right, let's see this hatch. It's not a bad one, but I've got a better. Slightly less crit damage, but more of the other stuff. So let's see the pet. Yeah, it's something I don't need. Health on killing an enemy of a certain type. And the health is just 40. Going to play a bit on the Rail Master, and then next I'm gonna move on the Mage. Usually I go straight on the Mage after the Forged, but today I'm gonna do things slightly differently. I've been doing Goblin maps, now I'm gonna just do Hivit maps. 4 Hivit maps on this character, and then 2 Hivit to Goblin on the Mage afterwards. Let me see what I've got in my bags. Alright, I've been doing goblin, it seems. Been experimenting with some weird weird setups for the train. Train car. I probably should try and use flamethrower car, and maybe I can use shoot car here. No, actually I should probably use shoot car. Wait, here. I just want to make sure I'm able to move. Keeps activating when I move. I want to see what skill to put here, but I want it to be a skill, not attack, so that I can keep moving even if I have the cooldown ready. Shotgun car, I really don't want it in this setup, but that might be it. But let's try something else. Let's try... If I keep doing this. To only use it if I target an enemy. What about this? The same, it will only use it if I target an enemy. I wanna avoid something that uses endurance. The flamethrower car. Let's say I'm using this and I'm pressing my left mouse. Okay, this might be the best choice. It's not using the skill, so that's good. Let's put this there then. Ghost Train, 2 cars. Yesterday I was experimenting with Ghost Train and 1 car. Now I want to experiment with Ghost Train, 2 cars and Busting Charge. Together with Hammer Spin, of course. To see how a 2-car setup, 2-car hybrid works. Before update 7, on update 6 I was playing some 2-car hybrid builds every now and then as an experiment. Okay, it seems I'm playing a fire relic weapon here. Okay, good enough. Stun me, okay, stun me. In Ghost Train I can't be spamming my dynamite as much as I would want to. Get used to this setup, kind of not used to it. And I end up using the wrong skills at the wrong time.
Your endurance is running low.
Isn't my train? Okay, it was out of range. Okay.
You need more endurance.
Should stop spamming that dynamite so I can keep using Ghost Train. Before I was able in update 6 to find a perfect balance between when to use dynamite and when to use Ghost Train. Probably it's about rotation together with the train skills and hammer spin. It would be better if I just get rid of the shield car and do as yesterday and play with just one car and with the basic attack added. When I'm not using this, I can at least use some basic attacks when my cooldown is not ready. I'm just kind of ending up getting stuck to either use dynamite or to do nothing and wait for Ghost Train to get recharged. This setup would require a lot of endurance regen, and my endurance regen at the moment is terrible. 0.8 only additional. Yeah, I'm gonna revert back to the other setup. It added the basic attack. More convenient setup to play with just one train car. With just the basic attack skill instead of one train car. I can remove something like Ghost Train or Dynamite for a second car, but I don't really think I need the second car. I should have waited a bit. Their time before spawning. Oh, a speed shrine, perfect. Just what I needed. Okay, now let's keep moving. Fine, but at least it's better than not finding it at all. Things spawned, I can just use this and wreck everything in my way. Did we kill all of those? Okay, this guy survived. Ah, this guy dodged. Look at how close he was to getting wrecked by the ghost train. Okay, just a moment.
Your attack is full. Not enough endurance.
That should have been it. Okay, let's start the next map. I'm gonna start it from within. Just make sure he's there. Okay, there we go. Forgot to say it, if anyone wants to team up, play together, do some maps, regardless of your level and your progression, let me know. I can just invite you, or you can invite me, and we can just team up for some extra wood chance. It's faster when the maps are done together and the wood is slightly better.
Not enough endurance.
Oh, this nice glitch.
Your pet has returned.
Alright, my pet's back, so my crits should be getting a boost now.
You feel tired.
There's something weird. It's as if there's some chili pepper powder in the air, making me sneeze and stuff. Sorry for those times where I'm just standing still, not doing anything.
You feel tired.
Lot of elites. This map has been very generous in regards to the elite fights so far. was a nice AoE. There was like a lot of firestorms proccing at the same to each other.
Your endurance is decreasing.
Am I missing something? Yeah, few enemies.
You're exhausted. Your pack is full.
This yellow monster is harder to kill than the green one. I was focusing actually on the yellow one, because the green one I can probably two-shot or one-shot with Ghost Train.
Pack is too heavy. Not enough endurance. You are overloaded.
I heard something dropping, not sure what. Somewhere else, but I heard that ding sound where something nice dropped. Right, let's do the next map. Expecting more. Well, they came, but kinda late. But yeah, this is at least my favorite map in this frontier, so let's see how many elites we would fight.
Your endurance decreases.
let's go here first.
Your endurance is low.
I'm missing something. Oh, holy fight! I almost missed it. Perfect. I enjoy getting this shrine, the mana endurance heat shrine. Whenever I'm playing a ghost train build. I kind of got pushed 2 times by the ghost train and just kept getting damaged after the push.
You are exhausted.
Somehow I ended up moving without the train for a while.
You're feeling tired.
Do you have this mana shrine or is this a new one? Might have picked a new one without noticing. There the pet seemed like an elite monster spawn there because of the color of its wings.
Your endurance is low.
Hidden chest. I almost didn't notice it hiding there in the corner. Guess there are sometimes some weird spawns. Do make sense, but are kind of hard to spot. On environment.
You need more endurance. Your pack is full.
This is the elite, okay. It was a bit difficult to see which one of all those was the elite. The outlines could become different in color depending on the monster rarity. would help distinguish when you're seeing silhouettes and some outlines and you don't know which one is yellow, which one is purple, which one is green in regards to monster rarity. Maybe different colored outlines or just the whole silhouette could be slightly hued towards that rarity. Okay, one more map and then it's mage time. Stream to as late as I normally do. I won't stream after I mute my mic today. I probably won't get to the time I normally mute my mic, which is after like 2 hours from now. Tired, no idea why. I haven't done anything different today, but in general I'm kind of feeling more tired, so I'm just gonna stream for another an hour, hour and a half. Spend the rest of the streaming on the mage because it's the fastest paced maybe out of all my classes. So yeah, if anyone wants to see certain character gameplay, let me know. I can always switch to Railmaster, to Mage, to Forged, whatever you wanna see, I can keep switching. And if you wanna see a different frontier, I can do that. If you wanna see a different relic weapon, let me know. I've got it all. Be picking different setups every now and then, different builds, different classes, different relic weapons. Trying to just take turns. Messing around with this monster. Let's see if I can hit this guy from up here. Oh fuck, he moved. It was gonna be such a nice snipe if he just stood there.
Your inventory is full. Your endurance is decreasing.
Come on, I can't target the blue item. 69 attack speed. Oh, train. Come on, train. Those decided to spawn a bit late. And again, after climbing down the slope, my train kind of stopped laying tracks. So, this way first. Nice. Damage when near your train. Together with this extra damage I can get another 30% extra damage when near my train. Now what should I delete? This starts turning into a dilemma of what to delete now. I really don't need this one, I've got that one with the same kind of mods. Bolts and attack speed, bolts and gearwork, bolts and damage near the train. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this.
You're exhausted.
What offhand am I using? Endurance, crit chance, and unfortunately I can't find so many good endurance offhands. But this is good enough, it's endurance and crit chance, so it's not so bad. I'm still to find a legendary offhand for this class. Play it more often, but for me I kind of try to strike a balance in between playing this and the other characters.
You feel tired.
Right, getting there.
You're exhausted.
Okay, nice. Just when I was about to skip those, thankfully I didn't. The perfect time to encounter the boss fight. Some very tough elite that I would benefit from having the extra bonus damage for.
Your endurance is decreasing.
There shouldn't be too much more left. Probably last final section of this map. And the next one should be a map on the mage, if I'm not wrong, yeah. I tried to run away for a moment, but I couldn't.
Not enough endurance.
Should have probably just straight up damaged him with the ghost train instead of trying to run away. He would have died before me.
You are overloaded. You need more endurance. Not enough endurance.
Okay, time to switch to the mage. Final drop, not bad, but not something I really like. What about the stuff? Yeah. See, have I got any maps? Let's buy some goblin maps, like a couple of goblin, couple of Hivit maps. Should do the trick, and let's start with a goblin map. I leveling this weapon? Oh yeah, I was leveling this up. It seems I was trying to max this one to level 10, this to level 5. As you can see, I'm kind of trying to avoid playing an energy spike build over the past few days. Just played trying to give entropy a go as my major damage skill, and I'm also trying to play more different setups with Holy Fury. May not be the meta setup, but it's still fun. And now instead of Holy Fury and Radiant Blast, I'm doing a Holy Fury together with Spirit Well.
Insufficient mana.
Everything kind of gets melted regardless of what skill I use, I guess, so for the mage, everything's pretty nice. Other classes, some things might fall behind a bit more than usual, but it's still not that bad of an imbalance.
You need mana.
After I'm done in an hour, hour and a half or whatever, 2 hours, when I'm done with the stream for today, I'm gonna make a new forum thread for that payload mode I thought of. And I think it's better to just post it in a new thread so it can be separate from the... And I think both are pretty solid choices for some extra endgame spice up of the content we currently whack. It's alpha, so I'm not expecting any of those modes to make it before probably the beta mode. Of course, I'm not expecting at all those mods to make it into the game, but if something makes it, whatever form or shape it is in regards to compare or whatever type of content, probably would be during the beta phase. Regardless of that, I will be posting all sorts of weird ideas If something gets liked and even if it
You don't have enough mana.
used, some aspects of it might be. Oh, this guy got killed right before he resurrected the other. Just like a split second before it. Did I use this too soon?
Your mana is low.
Elementals take a little too long to spawn. Seems kind of unusual for them to be taking that long before you can actually hit them. Just those, there's many monsters that actually take too long to start becoming vulnerable and to start attacking you.
Your pack is too heavy.
Right, relic weapon power up. That extra damage to rupture. So rupture would be maxed out soon. Okay, I'm pretty close to the boss fight. Let's see if we can kill it. To be super fast boss, I'm gonna toy with it a bit. Oh, where's the shaman? There, okay. Can I keep my... I can kill them fast enough. Enter the boss fight with the shaman, I mean with the healing shrine. Still got a few seconds, let's see. Come on, yeah, I won't make it. I'm gonna have like a couple of seconds or so.
You need more mana.
Let's see if anything... no, nothing good. Let's see here. Again, nothing good. Well, next map. I'm gonna go for a high it now. Take turns, high it goblin, high it goblin. Gonna finish those maps and then I'll see if I wanna keep playing anymore for today. Gonna finish this one and then the other two maps. Don't cast those spirit wells over there, so I had to target them here.
Your crest is back. You need mana.
Okay. Oh, another relic weapon, kinda fast, was not expecting it too soon. Now I've maxed out Rupture, so I'm gonna put some points. The last 4 points would go into heavier swing for Spinning Blade. trying to spam my spinning blade more often this time. Normally I don't use it as soon as it's ready. And it seems that I should, since why have that short cooldown if I'm not using it right away every 3 seconds. This helps when I'm just using it like spamming my spinning blade button. Clear stuff faster, especially now that it's getting a bit boosted. The only thing I don't like about spinning blade is I can't cast it while channeling. You should be able to cast other skills while channeling Holy Fury probably. Things like Luminous Run, like Consecration, like Spirit Well maybe. Of course it would interrupt the animation for some, like Spirit Well and Entropy. But I don't see why Spinning Blade couldn't be casted while channeling. Even if it interrupts animation while I'm channeling, if I press Spinning Blade, it would be nice to have it cast itself, interrupt the skill, and then I can continue channeling after the animation of Spinning Blade is just that as a mechanic to be able to. It's due to this channeling glitch that we have at the moment, because I don't think we had it before. The same thing goes with the rapid fire, rapid strike, and so on. Sometimes they just kind of get stuck in that animation, so maybe this is the same reason for that behavior.
You don't have enough mana. You can't carry anymore.
Right, next map, Goblin this time. Nice, a good map as well. It's not the cemetery. I do get that cemetery mostly when I'm playing the Forged. It's not. Just my experience. It could be just bad RNG, but in 3 cemetery maps, one after the was kind of a very bad thing to happen.
Your mana is low.
Those ruptures, man, so nice. While I was cleaning the other side, my pets were clearing this side. Something with luminous cooldown. Yeah, this one, luminous cooldown reduction. Shock. Oh yeah, I'm using shock on this one. This is both entropy damage. I'm probably keeping it for the entropy damage.
You need more mana.
Ruptures are amazing when you have like elites clustered up and the rupture procs on all three of them. Those explosions. And you can see those ruptures with all those splats happening around the enemy. Glitch, okay, fixed it. Let's give the pet some room there, and I'm gonna deal with those here.
Your pet is running away.
Shit, I didn't see my pet was fighting some enemies. Crit chance for a while. Secret room, yeah. Not so secret though. Let's see this. Nothing special. But for me it's kind of very min-max-ish kind of farming at the moment. Kind of even not even playing for the sake of farming, I'm just playing because I enjoy playing regardless whether I'm gaining some rewards or not. But there's not many things that I can get that would be like an upgrade. I think maybe this I can upgrade with something, this I can upgrade with something. Probably this with something without fear, but the 39% gear work would be very hard to beat. Work on those. Oh, those don't have gear work. Okay. What if I put my farming gloves? Let's go for the farming gloves. Entropy deals a lot of damage as it is, so even if it loses some, it's still a powerful skill. So this gold, wow. Just 18, but it took this as if it was like shit tons. But 18 is a lot in this game. A pack of enemies getting 18 gold. Let's count the number of enemy packs you per stage, let's say. That adds up.
You don't have enough mana.
Some quest right up there. Oh, the pets returned. And the pets returned. Let's give him some wood. Took me a while to notice that he's back. He's been back for a while probably. And another firewall. Not sure which one it is already, but it's good shield, especially if it gives you some decent, nice bonuses like blind on block. Personally, I probably wouldn't even keep much. Probably might just sell it. Defense, but currently the defense is not really needed. Not in the current state of the game, the current difficulty. Later on, maybe it would be very nice when there's like some proper difficulty to push you to go for a more defensive build. With some roguelike modes where dying. Oh, actually there are roguelike modes, but they're very hard to access from the nether beasts. And you have to stay in wobby zones. You're just wasting time if you're staying in wobby zones, farming low level items and stuff. You can farm for money, but you're not gonna be getting getting low level items if you farm the wobby zones to try and get some sort of new roguelike content would be nice as well. You're not allowed to die, and if you die you can Okay, next let's do the boss. Using my relic weapon skill because it's in cooldown, but I can be using the other stuff. Just let's see if we can do some pets, quickly do this, and I'm not gonna be using entropy just to see.
Your pack is full.
Alright, next map. Now for a high vid zone, let's see which one we'll get. Good. Another curse chamber. Stream. Still 4 maps, 3 cemetery maps on the forged. 4 other maps. How long has it been? It's been 12 hours. Okay, not a bad amount of time for a short stream. A bit under 3 hours after I'm done with this map, because it's a long map. This map. Okay, I thought it was a double HP. I guess this guy just this Ekpot just took quite the beating.
Insufficient mana.
So many elites, so little drops. Did get a few. Okay, let's see how much more. Finish leveling up this relic weapon. One more level. Which way? This way first. Let's see if anything will spawn here. Nope. Okay, let's go down. Let's keep moving. Right, getting close to the boss fight. Might as well just do it right now. So yeah, final few more monsters and then I'm gonna be done for today probably. Bit earlier than you. Oh, why I'm so tired when I've rested enough for today. So this will be it for tonight from me. I'm not gonna exit the game right away, I'm gonna suggest this this mode, this payload escort mode I thought of. So thanks everyone for watching again, for all the likes, follows, subscribes, etc. Everything's appreciated and helped, so thank you again guys, until next time and keep it cool. Goodbye.